Welcome to another Bitesize Piano lesson. In this tutorial, I'm going to give you a simple ragtime style idea inspired by the likes of Scott Joplin. So you can utilize these ideas and you can have a go at playing your own simple ragtime piece of music. So I wouldn't say this is suitable for complete beginners, but I'm going to make this a bit more simple and I'm going to break it down. I'm going to teach you the ideas that you heard in the preview. If you like to work with sheet music, I have made this into like a solid arrangement, so I've left where you can access that in the description. So without further ado, let's dive in. So first we'll speak about the chords and the key signature. I'm just going to do it in C major just because it's easiest. The diatonic chords are going to be the first chord of C major, which is C major, and then the fifth or the dominant seventh, which is G7. So G7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Dominant means fifth chord. So we're just going to be going back and forth mostly between the first and the dominant seventh chord. So with ragtime, if we look at the left hand first, there's a lot of jumping about. So I'm not showing my whole length of my piano. My piano is 88 keys, but I'm just going to sort of teach it from C to C, just in case you don't have a full length piano. But if you do, I'll tell you ways that you could utilize more of your keys. So that we've got to practice basically doing this sort of thing. You don't have to play octaves. I won't play octaves, but you can play octaves if you want to. So the left hand is going to go between playing a low C and then a C major chord, C, E, G. So we need to practice aiming your left hand, and your eyes are going to be on your left hand most of the time, and our right hand is going to be, fairly stationary, so you can focus on making those jumps in the left hand. So that's the first chord. The second chord, again, I want to keep it more simple. I'm going to break up just a full G7 chord. So I'm going to play a G, and then I'm going to play the rest of the notes, so B, D, and F. So it's less of a jump. If you want to go for it and play octave Gs and then followed by that chord, you can do if you wanted to make it a bit more challenging and a bit more advanced. So you can practice going between C, 2, 3, 4, G7, 2, 3, 4, C. Like that. So we're mostly just going to be going back and forth between those two shapes, those two chords. So for the right hand then, so the aim with the right hand is to keep it fairly stationary, so we're just making little movements. So again, our eyes can be focusing on where the left hand is aiming, where the left hand is landing. The right hand is going to be spreading an octave, and we're just going to be playing the notes within the chords that we've been playing in the left hand. So I'm always going to start with an octave. So for example, C major, let's start with the C's first of all. I'll start down here, always tend to start lower down first of all. And then I'm going to just sort of play the in-between notes followed by the octaves. So like for example, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So I'll do that type of rhythm. And then for the G7 chord, all I'm going to do is move my octaves to B's. And then we're going to play the in-between notes, it's going to be F and G. And if I do a slightly different rhythm, so 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and then go back to the C major position. So we're kind of pivoting on this G, we're always using this G. So back to the C, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. That's the sort of idea for the right hand, and you could change it up. You could play it in different inversions as well, which I'll get to in a minute. So you could go, or just play around with the rhythm basically. I'm always going to be playing it in straight rhythm as well. I'm not going to be swinging any of it. So if I just slowly put some of this together, remember you can slow YouTube videos down as well in the settings. What I've noticed as well is that kind of start on an upbeat of like a B, like a chromatic lead in. So I'm going to go B, C, and then I'm going to change to G here, G7. I'm going to go back and just repeat those 2 bars again. If I do it a bit quicker. And then what we can do, so what I explained earlier, we can do a similar thing. You can keep the rhythm the same if you want to, or mix the rhythm up a little bit. And I'm going to play, still base it around the same chords, but I'm going to change the inversion. So this time, for the C chord, I'm going to play Gs. I'm going to do second inversion of C major with C and E in the middle. I'm going to keep the left hand the same. Like that. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then I'm going to pivot to the Fs and then play B and D in the middle because my left hand will be playing the G, covering the G. And go back to C. So it's like this chord and then this chord. So it's like the same shape moved up and down. Again, just keeping it simple. So So once you've played, I don't know, maybe 8 or so bars of that, we've got less like dramatic diminished 7 chord. So a C diminished 7 chord. I'm gonna do like a crossover like this. I'm gonna play 4 octaves, breaking up the chord. So it's C, E flat, F sharp, and A. I'll start with my left hand, my right hand will play the next octave. Then my left hand come over and play the next octave. My right hand comes under and plays the next octave. And you can try putting the pedal down as well if you want to. And then I'm going to play a G, that G7 chord. So again, this is just ideas, so you don't have to play octaves. I'm going to play octaves in the left hand. In the right hand, I will play B, D, F, and G there. So it's like a first inversion of a G7 chord. And then I'm going to start everything we just played from the beginning again, so with that lead in B note. And then I'm going to play my right hand an octave higher, to play exactly the same thing but play my right hand an octave higher. And this is what we tend to see in these early ragtime style pieces of music. And then you could come up here, but obviously it's out of shot, so you could play that even higher, but I'm going to keep it in shot, so I'm going to play it here instead. And then I'm going to end it. So we're going to do, this usually like a chromatic sort of ending. So with both my hands, I'm going to play in octaves. You don't have to play in octaves, you can play singular notes. I'm going to play C, B flat, A flat, and then a G7 chord again. And then we've got this very classic, and then end on Cs. So there we've got the G, A, B, C, and then a low Cs and high Cs to make it sound really finished. Now I'm going to put these ideas together, and again you can do it in any order you want. hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Go check out my other jazz and blues piano tutorials. I've linked that playlist down below. So that's the end of this video. If you would like to leave a request, leave them in the comments section below of this video. I've also left some videos here that I think you might like, so go and check those out as well. I also have a course. Visit Bitesize Piano Course.co.uk and you can enroll and start learning how to read music. I'll see you in the next video.